Bismillahi walhamdulillahi assalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah amma ba'd rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, my dear brothers. Today inshallah we continue our study of Surah An Nisaa and we will try to cover from ayah number 39 to 57. So let's start. Before going through the current lesson, let's quickly revise what were the 6 actions that we went through in the previous class. Number 1 was don't eat each other's wealth unjustly, and we saw several examples how people can eat each other's wealth or belongings or property or money unjustly via corruption, via false inheritance, and multiple other ways. So basically, earning wealth for the family and earning money for themselves and family is a test for all men, so that they only earn in halal ways. And we have been asked to earn in halal ways, otherwise there can be severe punishment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then we also learned that we have to avoid the major sins. There are some major sins and there are some minor sins that we do in our lives. So we have to try our best to avoid the major sins at all cost. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we learned in the previous lesson that He will, inshallah, He will forgive our minor sins based on all the good deeds that we do and the hasanat or the good acts that we perform. Number 3 was don't envy others for what they have. We should not look out for other people. That person has this thing, they have a nice car, they have a... In fact, what we learned was we should look at people who are lower in status versus us, who have less money, who have a smaller house or a smaller car, so that we truly appreciate Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for everything that He has given us. So we have to focus on what we have, everything that we have, and we have to be content with it. The 4th thing was men are protectors and maintainers of women, especially in a husband-wife relationship. Men have been given this responsibility and they have to spend and provide for all the needs for women, and women in turn have to be obedient and they have to be loyal to their husbands, and they have to guard everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked them to guard. Number 5 was be good to parents. So this is what we learned about how should we deal with people around us, and it comes in this sequence as well. We have to be good to our parents. They have the most right upon us. Relatives, orphans, needy people, neighbors who are close and those neighbors who are far, and finally the companions and slaves by our side in this in today's era. Obviously we don't have slaves, but we have servants, we have maids, we have drivers. So all of these people, we have to really be good to them. And then the final one was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't love people who are boastful. Boastful means that, you know, those people who who talk highly of themselves and then they don't think of others, and they just keep on talking about what they have and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have blessed them without, you know, even thinking about others. So in order not to be boastful, we need to always keep in our mind that everything beneficial is coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there's nothing like I should not take credit of anything that I have. It is just coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it is my responsibility and I will be asked about it, and there is accountability for me in everything. Okay, so let's move quickly to our today's lecture. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. We start with ayah number 38. We close our lecture also on ayah number 38. I just wanted to continue from this because we were over time and we had to move fast. وَالَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ أَمْوَالَهُمْ رِئَاءَ النَّاسِ. And those who spend their wealth to be seen by other people. They do riya, they want to show off their wealth. وَلَا يُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَلَا بِالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ. They do not believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they do not believe in the day of judgment. So first of all, they are doing good deed. They're spending their wealth. They're probably helping someone, but at the same time, they're taking a selfie, they're posting about it, and they're talking to everyone about it. See, I'm so good. I'm trying to help this person. This is the wrong way. Those people who do this, they do not believe. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying they actually do not believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or the day of judgment. وَمَنْ يَكُنِ الشَّيْطَانُ لَهُ. And shaitan is for them, qarinan is a companion of them. Fasa'a qarina, and then he is a very evil companion. So these two ayahs are connected, and then I will explain to you the meaning of both of them together. وَمَاذَا عَلَيْهِمْ لَوْ آمَنُوا بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ وَأَنْفَقُوا. And what is against them? What would have been wrong if they had believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the last day? وَأَنْفَقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقَكُمُ اللَّهُ. And they would have spent from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided them. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ بِهِمْ عَلِيمًا. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the knower of everything. He knows what we are showing and what we are demonstrating, and He knows what is truly inside our hearts. Okay. So if you combine these two ayahs, then one key action for us that comes out is, don't show off when spending in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't take a selfie, don't put a pose, don't do all of this. You can talk about, or you can openly say something about a good thing that you're doing if your objective is to inspire others. So in order to inspire others, yes, you can say. So for example, you're in a masjid and somebody is asking for a donation, then you can openly declare that you're going to contribute, so that it also encourages other people to contribute. But there is a thin line between it. There is a fine line that we have to understand, because if in your heart what comes is, yes, let me say it openly so that all the people in the masjid think, you see, this guy is so generous, he's donating and he's giving charity. So if this thought comes to you, then it is wrong. But yes, there is we already learned it in Surah Al-Baqarah as well, that we can give our charity openly as well as we can give it in hiding. But it is always better to do all such things, all good deeds, in a hiding way. So we should not be really talking about it openly, because we also want to protect the ego of the person whom we are helping, because that person who is asking for help or who is needy or poor, he's already going through a tough time. And when you give by showcasing and demonstrating, then obviously he also has to keep his cover. He also has to keep his dignity. So which is why Islam wants us to be protective of people whom we are trying to help, instead of bringing their picture in public and declaring what you're trying to do. So what we have to do is, and here it is a very important point that we need to understand, whenever you will try to do good deed, shaitan would want to make it go waste. And how does it do? He becomes your companion. So when, let's say, you were about to give a charity or something, immediately a thought came from shaitan, what if I take a picture and share it with people? They will think how such a good person I am. I've already helped them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will already give the award, but what if I also talk about it? People will. So shaitan is putting these things in your mind, and he's becoming your companion in good deed. So even while you gave money and you tried to help someone, but because shaitan became your companion, that good deed washes away and it goes to waste. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here is telling us that we have to not let shaitan become our companion, and we should only do good deeds and spend in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Moving forward, Inna Allah la yadlimu misqala zarra. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala indeed does not do wrong to anyone as much as the weight of an atom. وَإِن ذَكُوا حَسَنَةً يُضَاعِفْهَا وَيُؤْتِ مِن لَدُنْهُ أَجْرًا عَظِيمًا. And if there is a good that you do, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doubles it and gives from him near a reward that is great. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give us something great when we do something good. So if you focus on the first line, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't wrong anyone or doesn't do wrong to anyone even equal to a weight of an atom. So who will explain this to me? What does it mean? Who will tell me what does this mean, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't do anything wrong even equal to a weight of an atom? Whatever comes to your mind. There is no right or wrong answer. You guys know it, right? So just tell me whatever comes to your mind. Yes,
sir, we cannot even think that Allah can do wrong. Allah is perfect.
Excellent.
He's the only perfect thing in the universe and multiverse or multiverse.
Very, you're right. Excellent answer, Umar. So we cannot even think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can do anything wrong with anyone, because he is perfect in terms of his justice and dealing. Anyone else? Yes, Noor, go ahead.
Yes, so I'm just saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never sees that who is black, who is white, who is rich, who is poor, who is doing any deed or not. He gives equal to all, I think. But the one who gives the faith, should have been known that deed should come first. I hope I'm right in this.
Excellent, excellent answer, Noor. You are spot on. Brilliant. So you're saying that all of us are equal, be it any skin of our color, where we belong, which tribe, which country, which nation. The only way we can be superior in with the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with our taqwa and with our faith. Brilliant answer. Yes, Shayan, go ahead.
Okay, so I was saying that what this means is that Allah Mia cannot do wrong by anyone. He supports everyone equally. And there are multiple evidences to that, such as the world itself, his creations. There is no flaw in his creations, and everything that is happening, the deteriorating of earth, is all because of man. We've seen that it was in its perfect state when it existed. So that is also an example for it.
Very good answer, Shayan. Thank you so much. Ahmad, your hand is raised. Go ahead.
Yes, so like equal to an atom, like an atom is like a very small thing. So I think somebody who's equal to an atom is like a very bad person. Like,
okay, Ahmad, let me explain this to you. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're right. So you are right that atom is the smallest unit that is known to mankind. So anything that is the weight of an atom is like very little that we can even think. Dharra in Arabic means the smallest possible particle that we know, and in English we translate it to atom. But here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not talking as an atom for a person. What he's saying is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't wrong anyone. He doesn't do any injustice to anyone. He doesn't do anything bad to anyone, even to a weight of an atom. So as even Shayan gave the example, that whatever bad that is happening in this world, let's say, if we were to say the earth is deteriorating, or something bad is happening, this is because of us. So all the bad things that we do are because of us. It's not that we think that, okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created everything, I'm doing something bad, so probably it's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I cannot do anything about it. No, here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that he will not wrong anyone, meaning there will be no injustice to anyone. There will be no repercussion, or there will be no punishment given to anyone. There will be no reward to given anyone, which is not right according to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's justice, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself is perfect. So we should never say or think. This is the action for us. It is very important action, guys. I need your focus here. We should never, sorry, Aziz, you're saying something? Okay. I
accidentally unmuted.
No problem. So the very important action here is never say or think negative about justice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What do I mean by that? Some people say, look at that, in the world there is so much hardship, and look at in that country or something, there is zulm happening, there is cruelty happening, there is war. Where is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? If he's Rahim, why doesn't he stop and everything else? The first point is telling us clearly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't wrong anyone equal to even to a weight of an atom. So what this means is that yes, all of us have been sent in this world as a test. And a test means that things will become tough. And we have learned this in Surah Baqarah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't burden anyone more than what they can take. And we have to believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not wrong anyone even equal to an atom. Yes, we may not understand it. We may think that something bad is happening with someone, and in our mind we cannot really believe how is it possible that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Rahim and it's happening. The point is, all of us have a test in this world. We do face tough situations, and we have to be patient in those tough situations, and we have to realize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala he loves us more than 70 mothers, and he loves us and he is the most merciful. So we have to keep believing in this point. And when we hear someone or something, or someone mentioning, look at that, there is some injustice happening or something happening, most probably it is happening from someone, from a human being. It cannot be from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So because we have to believe that first of all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not wrong anyone even equal to a weight of an atom. So he provides the absolute justice. However, everything that is happening otherwise in this world, it is because of either human beings or because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given it to us as a test. So we have to be patient and we have to come out as successful from this test. So I hope this point is clear because it's very important. Okay, moving forward. فَكَيْفَ إِذَا جِئْنَا مِنْ كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ بِشَهِيدٍ. So how will it be when we bring from every nation a witness? So we know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down many prophets to many nations. And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, then now in the previous ayah, you know, there is absolute justice from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, so how will it be that when we will bring from every nation a witness, وَجِئْنَا بِكَ عَلَى هَؤُلَاءِ شَهِيدًا, and we bring you against these people as a witness. So now let's say it is day of judgment. All the nations are coming. The nation of Adam alayhi salam, Ibrahim alayhi salam, Musa alayhi salam, and let's say Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, even his ummah, we are part of his ummah, we are also brought. And there are some people who say that, you know, I did not understand Islam, or it did not teach me, or you know, we weren't given the message in the right way. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment will bring in every prophet for his nation who was sent down as a witness. Did you convey the message? And that prophet himself would confirm that yes, I conveyed the message to the people the right way. Musa alayhi salam will say the same thing. Isa alayhi salam will say the same thing. Later on, people change those messages. Later on, we have read multiple times that Jews changed the message in Torah that was given to them. Christians changed the message that was given to them in Injil, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself protected the message of Quran. So we are the lucky ones that the message that has reached us has no change, no alterations. It's the same as it was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And now Islam was complete for all nations, for all religions, for all people, and all of them should now believe in Islam. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that he will bring in a witness from each of the nations who was amongst them and who preached them about Islam and the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala against them. يَوْمَئِذٍ يَوَدُّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا وَأَصَاعُوا الرَّسُولِ. On that day, those who disbelieved and disobeyed their messenger, the messenger will wish. What will they wish? So on that day of judgment, the people who have disbelieved and who do not have and who have not lived their lives according to Islam, they will wish لَوْ تُسَوَّى bihimul ardu wala yaktumun Allah haditha. They would wish that the earth was leveled with them so that they could hide under the earth. And it was like, you know, when you're standing on the earth, you can see people standing on the earth. So there is like level ground and you see people. They would wish that earth was leveled upon them and they would hide under the earth, because when the witness will come against them and he will say, yes, I sent down the message and I shared the message with them without any change and everything else, they would have nowhere to hide. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is also saying here, they will not be able to hide any statement from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when the message was given to them, to the followers of all the prophets and to the followers of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they would not be able to say that, you know, we did not get this message. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will also reveal all the statements and everything that they said when the message was given to them. They used to say, Ma'azallah, that this is not the message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is made by the Holy Prophet, and he's a magician, and he's doing this and that. So all of the wrong things that they used to say about all of these prophets, they will not be able to hide. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring the truth in front of them on the day of judgment. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who have believed, la taqrabu salata wa antum sukara hatta ta'lamu ma taqulun. O you who have believed, do not go near prayer while you are intoxicated or while you have taken alcohol. So this ayah is one of the initial instructions about alcohol or intoxication, when you take that alcohol and you're not in your senses. So the guidance on alcohol, on the prohibition of alcohol, came in sequences. This is the first ayah where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, do not, when you are praying, do not consume alcohol, because then you are not in your senses and you fumble up words when you are trying to pray. So until you know what you are saying, hatta ta'lamu ma taqulun. So until you know what you're saying, do not go near the prayer. Wala junuban illa abiri sabilin hatta taghtasilu. And when you are impure, except when passing through a way until you have bathed. So let's say there is some impurity and you are in a state of impurity, then, or you have taken alcohol, do not go and pray. So once you are out of, and when you are back in your senses, taken alcohol, then you pray. Again, as I mentioned, this is the first instruction. Later on, alcohol will be completely prohibited for all the bad effects that it has on us, and because from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala it is prohibited to us. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, if you are in a state of impure, if you've used the washroom, if you've done, if there is some other impurity on your body, so you need to bathe first. And if you had taken alcohol, then you need to get back to your senses before going to prayer. Wa in kuntum marda aw ala safarin aw jaa ahadum minkum min al-gha'iti aw la mastumun nisaa falam tajidu ma'an fatayammamu sa'idan tayyiban famsahu biwujuhikum wa aydikum. So here, and if you have that, now there is a condition that is coming in. So you're not supposed to go to prayer if you are in an impure state. However, if you are ill, so you cannot bathe, because at that point in time, even that, there were not any heaters, so probably the people had to bathe with cold water. So if somebody is ill and he cannot take a shower or he cannot bathe with water, then he's exempted from this condition. Or if you are on a journey and you have relieved yourself and you use a washroom, or if you have had that special relationship with your woman, and you do not find water for tayammum or to do for tayammum, and if you do not find water to make wudu and bathe yourself, then do tayammum and find clean earth so that you can wipe yourself and your faces and your hands. So there is a process that is called masah that we do, and it's also called tayammum. So basically the way you do it is, if you cannot find water, you find some clean sand, clean earth, you touch your hand, and then you do it over your hands on your face. It is a way of doing. Yes, sorry, there's a question. Noor, go ahead.
Yes, sir. What is tayammum?
So
Can you
tayammum,
explain, please?
yes, so tayammum is alternative way of, if you cannot do wudu and if you cannot find water, if you cannot do ablution and you cannot find water, then you take, if there is clean earth or clean sand, you put your hand on top of it, and then you cover your hands like this, you do this action, and then you do it on your face, and this completes the tayammum. And then you don't need to, if you don't have let's say you are traveling and there is no water in that place, so you do this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us an alternative way so that we don't miss our prayer and we can clean ourselves like this. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. It's clear. Thank you.
Okay. Inna Allah kana afuwan ghafura, and indeed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is of pardoning and he is forgiving. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us all the way, so you cannot approach prayer if you have taken alcohol or intoxicated state, then you have to come back to your senses. If you have any impurity, and also if you cannot find any water, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us how to do tayammum. And we need to understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tries to give us ease in our religion. So these are all the alternative ways that we can do things in order not to miss our prayer, which is very, very important. And later on, as I mentioned, that the ayah on absolute prohibition of alcohol will also come, so that we will realize that alcohol in no circumstances Muslims cannot take it. It is one of the Gunah Kabira, as we also discussed in the previous class. Moving forward. Alam tara ila alladhina utu nasibam min al-kitab. Oh, you did not see towards those who were given a portion of the book. Yashtaruna zalalata wa yuriduna an tadillu sabil. Those people, so you did not see those people who were given a portion of the book. Here there are these are the Jews. They were purchasing error and wishing that you stray from the way. So there were Jews whom we have learned about, the majority of them who did not follow the guidance the way it was given to them, and they were trying to give people the wrong message, because they were saying that we are the people of the book. Truth has been revealed to us. We received Torah from Musa alayhi salam. The message that they received, they changed the message, they made changes to it, and they started preaching wrong things to people for their own benefit. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that they will always try to keep you astray from the right path in order to misguide you. Wallahu a'lamu bi'a'da'ikum, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows better your enemies. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is declaring them our enemies because they do not want us to be on the right path. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows better about all our enemies. فَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ وَلِيًّا, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sufficient as a protector, as a wali for us. وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ نَصِيرًا, and sufficient is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as our helper. So we don't have to, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reassuring us that if we hold on to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to Quran as the guidance and to Islam as the religion, then all the enemies of Islam, they will not be able to harm us. So there is an action for us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows better about our enemies. What does this mean? Who will tell me? We just discussed it. What comes to your mind? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows better about our enemies. Yes, Noor, go ahead.
Sir, I would like to request you, next time please make the writing smaller. I'll send you a screenshot on WhatsApp. Because of the video gap, I cannot read the writing, especially the last word.
Okay, so we will adjust it. No problem. We will see. No problem. Yes, Ahmed or Umar, you guys were saying something. Go ahead.
Yes, so it's basically like never judge a book by its cover. Like, they may be like, you may think that they're very rude to you, this and that. Their intention might be pure, so he knows better.
Yes, that's a very good point, because at times we may not be able to differentiate between the good people and the bad people, and we do not know what is inside their hearts. So that's a very good point, Ahmed, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows about our enemies, but he's also stating who are they. So these are the people of the book who were given and who changed the message of the book. Yes, Umar, go ahead.
Sir, how will Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not know about our enemies? He knows what they have done in the past, he knows what they are doing, he knows what will they do in the future.
Excellent answer, Umar. So yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows all of us. He knows inside our hearts, and he is the one who knows everything. So action for us is, when we know, as Muslims, we do not have to fear any of the non-Muslims. We do not have to fear any of the agendas or the propagandas against Islam and everything else, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself is declaring in the Quran, he is the one who's protecting Islam and Muslims. So if we become true Muslims, we will not have fear of anything. We will only fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and how we can please him and how we should not offend in any way him. So this love and fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should give us reassurance and confidence and strength that we have the strongest support in the form of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as he is the only protector. Okay, moving forward. من الذين هادوا يحرفون الكلمة عن مواضعه وَيَقُولُونَ سَمِعْنَا وَعَصَيْنَا. Now here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about a group of people, a group of Jews who used to be sitting, and they used to be hypocrites. There were some hypocrites among them as well, who used to be sitting in the gathering of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when he used to preach Islam, and when he was discussing the guidance of Islam with all the people who were there in a class, so imagine like a Masjid Nabawi or a room where there are people whom he's addressing, or he's giving a khutbah, then what were the things that they used to do in order to annoy him or in order to distract people? So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, those of Jews who they distort the words from their places, and they say we heard and we disobeyed. So they said Samena wa asaina, instead of saying Samena wa ta'ana, meaning yes we have heard and we will follow you, they used to say similar words by twisting their tongues and then smiling. And you have seen those people in the class, even in your school or classes, when the teacher is speaking something, there are some naughty students who are talking amongst themselves, and they are giggling amongst themselves. So think of these people like that as well. So they were sitting there and they were trying to twist their tongue. Samaina wasaina, we have heard and we have disobeyed. Wasma ghaira musma'in wa ra'ina, and here, and not be heard, and ra'ina, and they used to twist the word to ra'ina. The word ra'ina means, oh, our shepherd. Okay, so this means that someone who is very inferior to us and we are superior to you, and they used to just bring in these change of words just to make fun within, and just to distract the believers who were trying to take who were trying to listen. Layambil sinatihim watanan fid deen. They used to twist their tongues in order to defame the religion, in order to defame the knowledge of the religion that the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was trying to give at that time. Walau annahum qalu sami'na wa ata'na. And if they would have said that we hear and we obeyed. So you see, these words are so similar. Sami'na wa ata'na and sami'na wa asaina. Wa asaina means we disobey. Wa atana means we have obeyed. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, qalu sami'na wa atana. If they would have said that we have heard and we have obeyed, wasma wanzurna, and hear and please look at us, lakana khayran lahum wa aqwam, then it would have surely been better and more suitable for them. Whenever they wanted to ask the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam something, they used to say ra'ina. Ra'ina means that, oh, our shepherd. Instead, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, in order to separate it and in order to be more respectful, they should have said wanzurna, and look at us, or look at us, or look at us, and what is the question that we have to ask. Please also pay attention to us. Walakin la'anahumullahu bi kufrihim. Yes, sorry, go ahead, Noor.
Sir, I would like to say there is again azan going on.
No problem, because here right now we don't have azan in our part of the world. So please mute what I am saying.
Yes.
You answer the azan and then you join back the class. Okay?
Okay.
Turn down the speaker, answer the azan, and then you can join back the class while we'll continue. وَلَكِنْ لَعَنَهُمُ اللَّهُ بِكُفْرِهِمْ فَلَا يُؤْمِنُونَ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has cursed them for their disbelief, and they do not believe except a few. So it's not like all of them were disbelievers amongst the Jews or the people of the book. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even in Surah Baqarah, we learned that there were some people who still used to follow the right guidance of Torah and the right guidance of the book that came out to them, that do not use to twist. However, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that their majority of them are not believers, only except a few who were believing. Okay, moving forward. Ya ayyuhalladhina utul kitaba aminu. O you who have been given the book, believe bima nazzalna musaddiqan lima, and believe in what we have revealed, that is confirming ma'akum min qabli an natmisa wujuhan fanaruddaha ala adbariha aw nal'anahum kama la'anna ashab as-sabt. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here is saying, oh, you who have been given the book, believe in what we have revealed to you, what has been sent down as guidance, confirming what is with you from before. We efface faces and turn them on their backs, or we curse them as we curse companions of Sabt. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling them, please follow the guidance as it has been given to you. If you do not, then we humiliate those people and we turn them on their backs, or we curse them just like the companions of Sabat. So companions of Sabt basically was a nation whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told them that they were 7 days in a week, 6 days in a week they were allowed to do fishing. They had a pond over there and a lake. So they were, as a test for them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed them to fish for the 6 days. However, on the 7th day, which was usually a Saturday, they were not allowed to do fishing. And there used to be a lot of fish who used to come out at that point in time. So this was a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if they will listen to the guidance or not listen to the guidance. So amongst them, there were two groups of people. One of them who were on the right path, they used to ask other people who were not on the right path, and they used to fish because they could not restrain from themselves. And they used to fish on the day that it was not allowed from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the good people amongst them used to preach them and used to tell them that, guys, let's not do it because it is not according to the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. However, some of the people used to do it still. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that don't be like them. Guidance has come to you. Make sure you follow the right guidance. And those amongst you who know what is right from those amongst you and those who are doing wrong. So the people who know that what is right should preach to those who are on the wrong path, and those people who are doing the wrong, they should get on the right path. Wakana amrullahi maf'ula, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's command will always be executed. Whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the instruction, it has to be always followed. If we will not follow the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in any circumstances, then we will not be on the right path, and on the day of judgment we may be punished by him. Inna Allah la yaghfiru an yushrik. And indeed Allah does not forgive those who associate partners with him. Inna Allah la yaghfiru an yushrak bihi wa yaghfiru ma duna dhalika liman yasha, but he forgives from other than that from whom he will. So if you do shirk and associate partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in any way, if you think that someone else will, so there are some qualities of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we discussed shirk in multiple times in different classes. Shirk means that we associate partners in worship to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we worship someone else. And shirk also means that there are some qualities of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the creator, he is the provider, he is the sustainer, he is the protector. If we think someone else will provide anything to us, will protect us from anything, so there is a strong army that will protect me, or there is a strong, my bodyguard will protect me, and I will not be dying because my bodyguard will protect me, or someone will heal me like the doctor will heal me. Of course, you can have a bodyguard, you can have a doctor, you can have a strong army, you can have all these things, but our belief and Iman is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the protector, provider, sustainer of everything. And all the other people or other resources that are around us that we use are, yes, they work according to his instructions as well. So we should employ them. We should get our hands to them in order for to be protected, or for all of these things. But our belief and Iman should be the source of everything is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying he will not forgive anyone for shirk. Meaning, if someone thinks that, we can worship someone else, or someone else will protect us, or something else, or my boss will give me the salary, or someone else will give me food. No, everything is coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He will not forgive shirk. But yes, he's saying if there are other things or other sins that people do, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will pardon them, and he forgives whomever he wills. وَمَنْ يُشْرِكْ بِاللَّهِ فَقَدْ افْتَرَى Isman azima, and whoever associates partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then surely he has fabricated a tremendous sin. Alam tara ila allazina yuzakkuna anfusahum, do not you see towards those who claim purity for themselves. So there are people who think that they themselves are very pure, whatever they say it is right, and they're talking about the right things. Balillahu yuzakki man yasha wa la yuzlamuna fatila. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who purifies whom he wills, and they will not be wronged on a date seed like a hair on date. So the word fatila here is a very small thing. So it's like, you have seen the date. A date, in Urdu we call it khajur as well, right? So if you peel the date, there is a seed inside. If there's a fine hair on the seed, this is a very small thing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying no one will be wronged even equal to the weight of a date seed. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala purifies whomever he wills. He gives bounties, and he gives a reward to people whomever he wills. No one can claim that, see, I am so pure, or I am so religious, or I am so this, so listen to me, and all of these things. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only one who determines, and he is the one who provides justice amongst all people. Unzur kaifa yaftaruna ala Allahil kazib, and see how they invent lies about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa kafa bihi isman mubina, and this is a big sin. This is a sufficient, it is a sin as they manifest. So this is a big sin that they do when they talk about, when they say lies about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what do you think, what do you guys think is the meaning of lying about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What comes to your mind? How people lie about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Yes, Aziz, go ahead.
People lie about Allah Ta'ala by saying wrong things, like fake things about Allah, like Allah is so mean, his laws are like for the olden days, or like they oppress women, or many things. Like it's not, Allah's laws don't make sense.
Excellent, excellent answer, Aziz. Yes, go ahead. Sorry, you were saying something.
Yeah. And they also say attribute wrong or false qualities to Allah, like Allah gets angry, or Allah gets angry a lot, or they like take away attributes from Allah that are already there. And also people lying about Allah can also be telling something, saying that Allah narrated this even though he didn't. I mean, Allah told us this, but he actually didn't. That could also be lying about Allah.
Excellent, brilliant answer, Aziz. You have said everything that I was planning to say. So thank you so much. Yes, Noor, you have your hands raised. Go ahead.
I would like to say that Allah said in the Quran, I think, that don't swear on me that I will kill that body or I will give that to somebody, because I will give that for that to you. Means that if we say Allah gonna do that for you, we should be like he done everything on to us. Not just like that, Allah will do something to you or something like that. I think it's wrong.
Excellent, excellent answer, Noor. Thank you so much. And I think both of you are right. And this is exactly what I was about to say, what you have just said. So we cannot make stuff about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And whenever we hear things, you know, there are things that are thrown at us, and these days on the internet, there's a lot of information. And a lot of people are saying these things that, you know, this is the instruction, this is the guidance, this is bad Islam, and look at the bad things that are happening in the world because of Islam and all of these things. I mean, it's not, so we have to truly understand the truth, and we understand the truth and we verify. Verify means you check something. So whenever you hear something about someone saying something about Islam or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or associating something, we should check and verify. And how do you verify? We have the Holy Quran. It is in every home. We have the explanation, we have the meanings, we have to verify in the Quran, and we have to verify from the Sahih Hadith that the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave us as an explanation of that Quran, and from his Sunnah as the way how to perform things. So anything that comes, specifically anything for Islam or even related to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we cannot lie. And also this ayah means that at that point in time, those people used to associate things with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like Mazallah, he has a son or he has daughters, and our gods are his daughters, and they are the ones, you know, they are his partners. So all of these things, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here is clearly saying that stop saying lies about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because that is a big, big sin, sir, that they are doing. Yes, Omar, go ahead.
Sir, they basically making family tree out of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, na'uzubillah, like Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology. What they have believed, they're putting in when they get the right form, like when they got Injil or Torah, they knew that in their false religion, God had son, daughter, wife, and all of them partners, vagera. So that's why they incorporate Allah Ta'ala with their old beliefs.
Excellent answer, Omar. You're right. There are lots of, so when Torah was revealed to Bani Israel from via Musa alayhi salam, as well as Injil when it was given to the followers of Isa alayhi salam, they made a lot of changes and they twisted a lot of things that we have learned in Quran. So we know Quran has come as a final guidance, and it is a summary, and it is capturing everything that has happened in history. Plus, it is also giving us the talking about the future. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made, I mean, he is himself protecting the Quran. So because it is a final guidance, he's protecting it until the end of time, so all the human beings can benefit from it. So I think this word verify is very important in today's age of misinformation, because there is a lot of information that is flying around in the internet, on social media platforms, everywhere. And there are lots of things that get associated with Islam, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it is our job that we find the truth that is mentioned in the Holy Quran, as well as explained in the hadith of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so that no one can lie in this age. Today, no one can lie about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we can correct people as well. Moving forward. Alam tara ila alladhina utu nasibam min al-kitab. Do you not see those who were given a portion of the book? Yu'minuna bil jibti wat taghuti. They believe in superstition, they believe in magic, and they believe in false deities, false gods. وَيَقُولُونَ لِلَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا هَؤُلَاءِ أَهْدَى مِنَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا سَبِيلًا. They believe in the false gods, and they say for those who disbelieve, these are better guided than those who believed as to the right way. So basically, those people who were given a portion of the book, again, this is mentioning, referring to the Jews of those time as well. And we can, by the way, relate it to our times as well. There are so many people who believe in superstition, who believe in false deities, who believe in a lot of wrong things, and they say, and those people who are with them in disbelieving, they say, see, these are the right people. These are the guided people. They are on the right path like us, and we are also on the right path. And they are the people who then say, who are true believers, they despise them. They say, no, these guys, no. I mean, I don't know what version of Islam they're following. They're too strict, and they don't understand these things. And so all of these things Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is clearly placing in front of our eyes. So yes, this used to happen at the time of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as well as until now. All of these things we know are happening. People do believe all of these things, like a black cat passing your way, and people say, oh my God, now we should either turn back or something bad will happen to us. A black cat or a spider and a dog, and I mean all of these things that are superstitious, they have no base in Islam. Here clearly Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning in front of our eyes that no superstition, no false deities, we should not believe in any such stuff. And those people who are misguided, they believe in it, and they misguide others as well. And they say that, see, they are on the right path. Those, all of them who are partnering in such beliefs. So instead of those people, they should be praising the people who are on the right path. Ulaika alladhina la'anahumullah. Those are the ones who have been cursed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَنْ يَلْعَنِ اللَّهُ فَلَنْ تَجِدَ لَهُ نَصِيرًا. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whoever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala curses, then they will never find any other helper for them. So we just learned in the previous ayah that there are people who are superstitious, who are following wrong deities, and they're trying to find help from other means, from wrong means. You have seen those people who are saying that we are so close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are, they do all of these sort of twisted stuff with the black eye and evil magic and all of these. So we need to realize, why are people approaching them? So those people who do not have the right knowledge, at times they are, let's say there is a tough time that is coming, or you need something, you need a job, you need money, or you need something in this world, and you really daily want it, and you are really in a tough situation. Then to seek help, you go to such places. There is a person who's so close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he can do this, that, and he will give you these taweez and this thing wrapped around, and the ayats of the Quran written backwards, and you do this and you do that. All of these false things people go to because they need help, and they think in their mind that they will get help from them, and then they get stuck in that black magic or the evil deeds that people are doing. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, when you get involved in that stuff, you will not find any helper, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would curse you. Because it is so clear in the Holy Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is our wali, he's our protector, he's the one, he's the best helper. Then why are you even going to other places like that? So even if there are people around us, in our families, in our friends, in our loved ones, we should tell them that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself has given us the guidance and all the right things. The best thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us is 5 times prayer. whatever you need, go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If it is good for you, you will get it. And if it is not good for you, no matter how much magic you do, whatever evil eye you do, and whatever bad things you do, or try to find other helpers, no one will be able to help you. It is very, very clear here that those people have been cursed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and whoever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala curses, they can never find any helper in anyone else other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Am lahum nasibum minal mulki fa idha la yu'tuna nasa naqira. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, do they have a share in the kingdom? Then if they think, so for example, the other helpers that are there, do they think that they have a share in the kingdom? And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying they cannot even give people a speck of a date seed. So again, the same example, naqira here means such a small thing. A date, inside a date there is a seed, and on the seed there is a fine layer which doesn't even benefit anyone. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here is saying that they do not have any share of the kingdom. Why? Because previously we say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is no partner to him. He's the alone king of this kingdom. Then how can people think that they can provide anything to anyone? How can these people who are trying to help people with this black magic and evil deeds think that they can give anything? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying they cannot even give them a small fine hair on top of a date seed, which is a speck of a date seed, even to anyone. They are not able to help. So all of these ayahs as Muslims should reassure us that we don't need any protection other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't need to reach out to anyone directly other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then yes, then you connect with people, you have relations, someone helps you in this world, you help someone, it's fine. As a network and a connection, these are asbab in this dunya that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, and we should engage with these things. It's fine. But don't, in your head, it should be clear that only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is our helper, because no one else can even help us with a small, like a speck of a date seed. Am yahsuduna nasa ala ma atahumullahu min fazli. Or are they jealous of the people for whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them bounty? Here, there is also a hint towards the Jews, because at that point in time they were thinking that the prophet, the last prophet, will come from their lineage, their family. However, he came from the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He came from outside of their family, from the people of Makkah, from Quraysh. So they were also jealous that how come this bounty went to them. فَقَدْ آتَيْنَا آلَ إِبْرَاهِيمَ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةَ وَآتَيْنَاهُمْ مُلْكًا عَظِيمًا. But surely we gave the family of Ibrahim the book and the wisdom, and gave them a kingdom that is great. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again is clarifying all of the family was from Ibrahim. Yes, they were not from, the Holy Prophet was not from Bani Israel, but yes, to Ibrahim alayhi salam and his children, who are, the full family tree of Ibrahim alayhi salam. We discussed it in the previous Surah Al-Baqarah, that why Jews were not happy that the Holy Prophet did not come from their family, their lineage, Bani Israel. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying here that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives his bounty to whosoever he wishes. They should not be jealous, because it's not like it was something that was given to you. It was promised that you will get it. You should be jealous of something when something from you has been taken. No, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying he's the one who decides, he's the one who gives bounty, and he had given the wisdom and the book and the full to the family of Ibrahim alayhi salam, who were, all of the people were part of Ibrahim alayhi salam's lineage. Inna alladhina kafaru bi ayatina sawfa nuslihim nara. Indeed, those who disbelieved in the signs, soon we will burn them in hellfire. Kullama nadijat juluduhum baddalnahum juludan ghayraha liyazuqul azab. Indeed, those who disbelieved in our signs, soon we'll burn them in hellfire. Every time they are roasted, their skins, we will change their skins for other than that, so that they may taste the punishment. So what will happen is, when people will be put in hellfire, their skins will be changed, and every time their skins will be burned, they will be replaced by new skins, so that they can feel the punishment again. Inna Allaha kana azizan hakima. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is almighty and all wise. Now, there is a scientific point to note here. Why do you think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned every time their skins are roasted, they will be changed with new ones? Who will tell me this? Who will tell me when people will be thrown in hellfire?
Because
Go ahead, Ahmed.
because then the people will die, like they have to be tortured, so they will keep on feeling that exact same thing again. If they are if their skin isn't, then they're going to like turn into ashes.
Yes, you're right. And I think you've hinted to the right points. Brilliant answer. Yes, Shayan, go ahead.
Okay, so what this means is that this is also basically the saying that a person only learns the true art of fire when they burn their hand. It's the same thing. So over here, people go to hell because of what they did wrong, right? Every time their skins are roasted for that act, that's when they feel guilty and sorry for what they did. And every time they feel guilty and sorry for what they did, they will regret and want to change what they did, hence changing themselves as well.
No, so it will be too late here. I just want to clarify the last part. So what you have said is correct, Shayan, but the last part that you have mentioned, they will be changed, means not people will be changed, the skins will be changed back. And why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying is, and it's a scientific point, what will happen? Because the punishment of the hellfire will be there always. The reward of Jannah or the heaven will be there always. So it's not like people will be taken away. So we should pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not to go into hellfire, because there is no way coming out of it, right? And even if we say, sometimes Muslims say, but Muslims, they will go only for a small time in hellfire and will come out and all of these things. Even Jews used to say that, and they used to make fun of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or the pagans of Makkah who were the non-believers. They used to say, so he's making us afraid from hellfire. We will go there for a short time and we'll come out. The point here is to understand is what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying they will be thrown into fire. When we are thrown into fire, everything will burn and we'll be turned into ashes, as you guys were also saying. So our skin will burn, our flesh will burn, everything will burn. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about skin, because the pain receptors, the ability of us human beings to feel pain is on the skin. We feel pain on the skin. Once you go down the deep 7 layers of skin, it is scientifically proven, you don't feel pain on your flesh or your blood or all your veins or other things. The pain receptors are on the skin. So here it is amazing, by the way, it's a miracle of Quran. At that point in time, the science was not that much advanced. People did not know that the pain receptors are on the skin. But here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning, because obviously he's the creator, he knows everything. Science is only catching up with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala already knows and wants us to know. So science is catching up to that. So now we know today, it's a scientific miracle of the Quran. At that point in time, it was revealed that their skins will be replaced so that their punishment can continue. Once the skin will be burned, a new skin will come. They will feel the pain again. Again, the skin will go off, and then the skin will come. It is like a continuous punishment that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give, so that they continue to feel the pain. Because if skin is roasted and it goes away, then probably they will feel less pain, or they won't feel any pain on the flesh or on the bone or anything. They will already turn into ashes, as you guys said. So this is a very strong point, and we should always pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from hellfire. Allahumma ajirni minan nar. This was the point that I wanted to highlight. Last ayah for today. We are done for the lecture, and almost we are done with the time as well. وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ سَنُدْخِلُهُمْ جَنَّاتٍ تَجْرِي مِنْ تَحْتِهَا الْأَنْهَارُ خَالِدِينَ فِيهَا أَبَدًا. And those who have believed and they did good deeds, we will admit them to gardens, and from those gardens flows underneath them the rivers, and they will abide in those forever. لَهُمْ فِيهَا أَزْوَاجٌ مُطَهَّرَةٌ. And in it are the spouses which are pure. So there are partners which are pure. So what does this point mean? So yes, the good doers, the people who will do good, they will enter into Jannah. In those Jannah, there will be gardens and there are rivers that are flowing. But I want to highlight one word here, because we always think about that the reward for men is hur, and the hur are the female partners who will be given to men in paradise. But here the word is azwaj. So first clarity that I want to make is azwaj or spouse means a partner. So this is valid for males and females. Both of them will get pure partners. What do I mean by that? So today, let's say human beings are married. So there is a husband and there is a wife. Now, in this world, nobody is perfect. So a husband can have a flaw, I can have a flaw, or I can have something, I can have a habit or a behavior that is not liked by my wife, or similarly my wife may have something that I do not like, or anything like this, right? So because it is Jannah, there will be no ill feeling, there will be no bad feeling. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will provide partners. For men, there will be females. For females, there will be males who will be partners for each other, who will be pure. They will not have any flaw. There will not be any negative feeling, because it is Jannah. We are talking about Jannah. So this is what I wanted to clarify, because people generally think that, okay, males will get females who are hooers, but what will females get, or what will girls get? So the answer is, it's both of them will get pure partners for each other. وَنُدْخِلُهُمْ ظِلًّا ظَلِيلًا, and we will admit them in the shade that is thick. So there is a big shade that is in Jannah, that is also protection, that is also serenity, that is also peaceful for them, where they will abide by in it forever. This concludes our class and also concludes the time of our class. Very quickly going through the 3 key actions. In fact, there were 4. So 4 key actions for this class. Number 1, don't show off when spending in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because as whenever we will start to do something good, shaitan will try to become our companion and try to waste away the good deed. So when you are doing a good thing, or when you are spending in the way of Allah, try to hide it, in order to also protect the ego of the person whom you're trying to help. And we should only do it to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not to show off. Shaitan wants it to show off. Yes, he would say, yes, you have given this thing to the person. Now you have already given them. Maybe you should try to let other people know, so that they praise you as well, and they get to know how good a person you are. So these are the things that shaitan tries to become our companion in that good deed in order to waste it away. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that we should not show off when we are spending in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should only do it to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number 2, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows better about our enemies. He knows who our enemies are, and he is, so if we hold on tight to his guidance, if we pray to him alone, if we do not do shirk, then, and if we only fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then it is a feeling that will provide us strength, that he's our protector and he's by our side. So it will take away the fear of all other enemies. It can be enemies of Islam, it can be enemies of Muslims, whosoever they are. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows them, and he has marked them, and he's the one who will take care of them. We do not have to worry about them. We have to only fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as he's our only protector. The third point we learned is we cannot lie or make random stuff about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have to verify. We have to check what are his attributes that are in the Quran and how they were explained by the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his Hadith, so that we do not create stuff. And these days we learned that there are so many sources of information on the internet. You get this and that and forwarded message and all of that. We should verify before passing them on. And from our side as well, we should not try to associate anything that is not in line with what we are reading in this guidance of the Holy Quran. And finally, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't wrong anyone, even equal to an atom, even to a weight of an atom. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides absolute justice to everyone. We should never say or even think negative about the justice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even if something is not making sense, try to get more knowledge. Try to ask people of knowledge. Try to refer to the Holy Quran. Try to refer to the Sahih Hadith of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We can never think, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is perfect, he is our creator, we can never think that he would be unjust to anyone in this world, or he would provide a burden to anyone that no one can, that person cannot take. So definitely burdens come, tough times come, but they are to train us and to test us for our patience. But we should never think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is being unjust, or we should never say or think anything negative about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the end of our lesson today. Are there any other questions? Anything before we close?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead, Ahmed. Go ahead.
in the Quran it says that we shouldn't show off us spending the way of Allah SWT. But can our intention be that we spend in front of people so they do it too?
Yes,
So they give charity.
yes. So it was mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala likes people who give it openly and also give it in hiding. So if your intention in your heart is you want to inspire someone to also give, then it is okay. But if your intention in your heart is that you want to show off so that people think you are such a good person and you are spending in the way of Allah, oh my God, look at him, he's amazing, and you know, he does so good for people, that is not right. That is wrong. And even when you are inspiring others or when you are encouraging others, you should try to protect the identity of the person. Don't say, yes, I helped this friend of mine and this guy, because even that guy has an ego. Or if the person who's in need, you need to protect them as well. So yes, you can inspire others, but you have to think through in a way that first of all protects the other person's ego whom you're trying to help, and also it should not come out as you're showing off to people. Okay? Yes, Noor, you have a question?
Yes, I have a question. Next time, please write this dua in Roman so I can read it too, because I don't know how to read Arabic.
It is in English. It's written here.
I know, but in Roman, like in Urdu, we write A-double-P up like this. B-I-S-M-I-double-L-A Bismillah like this. You may write that somewhere.
Sure, I will see how I can do that. It's just that it becomes very difficult to present it like in the full form. So I will see how I can do that. But I can always recite the dua, and I can always do the translation for you. So it's not a problem. Okay. Anything
I understand. I will send an example on WhatsApp.
Sure. Thank you so much, Noor. All right, so we close today's class. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Oh Allah, you are pure from imperfection and all praise is due to you. I bear witness that there is no one worthy of worship besides you. I seek forgiveness from you and return to you with your full obedience. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, I'll see you next week, same time. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu
Assalamu alaikum
alaikum.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.